What up? A little quick video, nothing too serious. Just want to talk about the totality of being a human real quick. The totality of being a human. Alright, so alright. They say ignorance is bliss. They say ignorance is bliss. And, you take that as you may. But unawareness can lead you down some unnecessary roads and some unnecessary traumatic events that's just really just, it's no need to go down them roads. But I'm seeing in life where it's really like the way things are set up at the moment, just as far as cultural, society, just a lot of things. It's very, like you come here and you come on this earth and you automatically put in a box, put in a label, do this, do that. These are your responsibilities. This is how we see you. This is the character that you're supposed to play out for us. And instead of, to me, you realizing the totality of just who you are, because as a human, just, something I'm realizing on my journey, there's a lot that comes with that. And I know, like, that might sound like, okay, duh. But then if you think about, okay, well, if what I just said, a lot comes with being a human being. And if in your mind you said, well, duh, well, then I would say, okay, how are you acting in that way? Are you acting in a way where, like, you are fortunate for this human experience? You want to know more about this human experience. You want to know more about, the internal realms of yourself and the external realms that you go through and just live out throughout the day. It's like, and then I feel like instead, no, there's a more of a majority where we're just inside on the phone all day watching. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just talking about on a collective level. That's all I'm talking about right now. I just feel like on a collective, the way I see things sometimes, I do see it very collective. Because we're in I feel like anytime I'm experiencing myself and other people work in tangent with, like, a government that kind of feels very separate to the people, to the civilians, to just, the people who occupy the country, I'm kind of always going to look at certain things in a very, like, just kind of group everything together. So when I'm saying a lot of things, I'm not pointing, it's not necessarily a bad thing. It's just really an observation of what I see. And I just feel like, with the totality, I mean, you get school. And I mean, the way they, in school, you do learn certain things about yourself. You learn science, so I will give this society and just way that we're living and going about life right now, I will say that there is an ample amount of information out there to, find the totality of yourself and just the totality of this experience. So don't get me wrong, but at the same time, like, it's like, this is to wrap, not to even wrap everything up, but just to really, because I went on a tangent. So to really narrow everything down, what I would say is that, to me, my life has been a very, like, expansive life. So it might have started off like this, and then as I knew more and grew, it became bigger. So I feel like when I was like this, it was very like, okay, you got your family. This is what we do. This is what it is to be a human. And it was very like, very just based on like wants and needs. You know, you want to feel safe. You want the things that you want. You know what I'm saying? So like, it was very, I would say a more survival, need, wants, solo way of thinking. Me first, what I want, you know what I'm saying, when I want to get it. I'm worried about me. And I do have people I care about. So I want, you know, stuff for them too. But I don't really have a, you know what I'm saying, I'm not that fully aware at the time of other people like that, and how my actions might affect them. So I'm really only focused on myself and the people that I kind of see every day. Those are the people that's kind of pulling on my emotional strings. So those are the people that I'm putting my attention to, which, you know, it makes sense. But then as you get older and you realize certain things, but see, I feel like that's the kind of cutoff. What I mean is that a lot of people stay just in that. They just stay in what I just defined previously. There's only few people, well, I wouldn't say like now, there's a lot of people, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, social media, that are now acknowledging just, you know, the collective conscious, spirituality, we're all connected, quantum physics, things like that. So things are changing. I just feel like it need to be done faster. Like this 2024, sheesh. What the fuck? But yeah, it's real. And it's, you know, spirituality, and just not even just spirituality, just knowing more things. There is a responsibility and a weight when you know a lot. And I'm realizing, like, you can't know a lot and then at the same time, like, you ain't really like, you're not going by that. You're not like going by what you're learning. That's basically what I'm saying. Like, a lot happens when you know a lot. You either have to act or you get frustrated. I see that now. It's easy, you know. A lot of people who like, you get a lot of people sometimes where like they see people who might not be, you know, they're like, oh, they're not woke, and so the people who aren't woke, to them, to the people outside, they kind of look like uh people are just having fun in ignorance, and they're just having fun in their ignorance and bliss. But then if you think about it, it's kind of true though. It's not even it's not even something you should even feel a way about. It's just the fact of like, it's no different than, you know, I bet you, like, you're having a good time in that neighborhood until you realize like, oh, I got hella like sex offenders around me. You know what I mean? Like, the ignorance, what I'm saying, like, when you're not aware of certain things, there is a certain, like, your guard is down. So, like, you're not, the stress of certain things isn't on your mind like that. But when you know a lot, when you have a lot of information, you're now kind of like, you're now dealing with the gravity and weight of that. So the way you move and the way you act on things, it has to be aligned on what you know. Because if it isn't, you're just going to find yourself frustrated a lot of times, most of the time. So I know that we live in a world where it's very like, the new thing is to just gain information, watch this, watch that, know this, know that, tap into this. But at the same time, I would also say that, like, before you start reaching out there for information, this is one thing I wish I would even told myself. Because as the axiom goes, as above, so below. So to me, I really feel like, I know I wished I would have probably knew, and I've said this in previous videos, but like, I wish I would have been more, so know a lot of psychology things. Psychology terms, which I am now, like I do now. But back then, I feel like You really, everything, if you do want to learn about yourself in this reality, really start from how things start off. Everything starts on a microcosm level, like microscopic level, microcosm. So start off with the microcosm, which is what I'm doing, studying the microcosm, and then after you study the microcosm, then you get to the macrocosm. You know what I'm saying? So like cells, plants, animals. Then you eventually get to us. Then you eventually get to planets and things like that. So, and I feel like that is when you reach out and start getting to the spiritual world. But it's kind of dangerous to not have any grounding or to not have uh anything to stand on before you start reaching big abstract concepts. Because one of the things about spirituality, one of the things about metaphysics is that um it is a bait and switch to me when it comes to dealing with certain things like trauma or just anything in your life a lot of times, because it's easy to like what they call it, like scapegoat when it comes to spirituality. Like it's very easy to like go to spirituality to like run away from something, to go be like, you don't want to deal with the things in your past or, just certain things in your life internally. So now you're going to run and be like, oh, I'm a Lumerian. Like, I'm going to run and be like, oh, I was a unicorn in a past life, so that's what I am now. And don't get me wrong, I feel like that's the whole goal of being a human, is to absorb all these aspects of you, but balance it in a way to where you're not losing yourself and you're not grounded now. Like you can still be spiritual, metaphysical, but it still needs to be grounded in who you are right now. Um but yeah, just the totality of being a human. It's a lot. I feel like even that's like, even when people talk about dark night of the soul, or just when you start learning things, even the moment you break out what they call this matrix, and it's not really just the matrix, the moment you just kind of peek behind the curtains, and it's going to keep happening in life. There's multiple curtains, there's multiple things that you're just, oh shit, look at that, now I'm learning that. You know what I'm saying? It's never going, I don't necessarily feel like it's ever going to end. But what they say, like, know thy ledge, knowledge, and to me it's like knowing yourself, meaning like, okay, I might have studied molecular biology, quantum physics, all these things, but I haven't studied, I don't know, sacred geometry. So I'm not about to just, um just jump into that and just start, like, no. Like, have I learned what I learned? Have I solidified and shown maturity and certain acts of repetition to what I already just know for myself? And if not, then you know I might not need to jump into that. And I feel like there's nothing wrong with that, because I'm gonna be like, you can crash out knowing certain things when it's not your time. That's another important thing too. Like, there's a time and place and space to learn certain things and to come into a knowing of certain things. It's like where they say, like, you can't be surprised when you give a kid, or you give a 23-year-old $1 million and now they out here just running up and doing it up. It's like, of course, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they don't have certain experiences and certain things yet to kind of handle it the way it should be handled. And I feel like it's the same way with just certain avenues of thought sometimes. Like, know what you getting yourself into. Because this shit is real. The reason why I say that is because, like, we live in a world where we're dealing with bills, we dealing with family, we dealing with ourselves, there's so many things that just come with being a human, that just stretch out more than just, first you do have your survival. You want to be fed, you want to be sheltered, and then hopefully somewhere you get an emotional satisfaction. So, you know what I'm saying? So, like, or your emotions are being met. So, like, that's just one project. Then you got another project was just like, okay, but you came here to see your dreams, aspirations, Like there's so many things that come with just being a human that I don't really feel like we understand, like sometimes the seriousness of this experience sometimes. And I'm putting myself in too, like I'm talking to myself too. Everything I'm saying, I'm taking notes my damn self, like, yeah, you need to get on that. Or like, yeah, like I'm included in this. So yeah. Yeah, man. That's it though. That's it. The more you know, the more is required of you. The more is required of you. But yeah, that's it. I just wanted to talk about the totality of being you. I just wanted to talk about, I even had to realize that for myself. Like, you really affecting people out here. Like, you're really affecting your external world just as a human. You're really having the ability to now affect your external world. And it's a powerful thing. It's a powerful thing. It's interesting. This human experience, it really is. Because it's like, if you're trying to, especially if you're trying to be balanced and you're just aware of certain things now it's on a mode where it's like it's easy to be, to me it's very easy to be a human when you're very just solo, just you first, don't give a fuck about nobody else, I'm on my own shit. That is really easy to me, to be a human like that. Like, that's not hard. The hard part to me is now, like, seeing the bigger picture and now living in that. And to me, it's not necessarily hard. There's only friction because we're in a world that's very not world, but we're in a system that's just not, that shit is just not on that shit is just not on that type of time right now. And so it just creates a lot of friction. But yeah, it's very interesting. You can get your, if you going 100% you can get your needs met. You can fuck people over. It don't, you it's you first, so you only can focus on you. But when it comes now to other people and you balancing out now your own goals, how you feel with the people around you, and making sure you're not miscommunicating or hurting anybody in the process, it's very, that's a lot harder. More is required when you go in that route. So, so yeah, that's it. Y'all be easy. Peace.